because she knows she got it with Troyski. Yeah.
Wow.
You hear that?
This is so cool.
Talk into your mic.
Hello. Oh.
Wait,
I want to pull an Emma woman and have my hair just be like crazy.
say that again?
You know how Emma like has her hair.
Oh, yeah, I know. She combs it with a balloon, I told you.
Right. Oh, this is so cool.
First
so
episode with the new
happy.
soundboard. I thought that was going to be the audience cheering sound effect. That's not a good
Which one
omen.
is? Sorry.
No, but I'm going to abuse that on you every time a joke bombs. Or that one.
It's really loud.
Yeah, I haven't figured it. Oh, wait. There we go.
This is so cool. How do you pick those sounds?
They come introed with the thing.
That's the one you wanted. Fine.
Yeah, bonding, baby.
Wow. Oh my god, I'm so happy.
This is it. This is our stew.
Wow. When did you get this?
When?
Yeah. This is so
A
fun.
couple of days ago when I was spiraling.
Well, you've done a nice job.
I usually do. Thank you. At spiraling.
At
I'm a very effective spiraler.
You are. You're
That's
the
why I
best.
like superheroes so much. Every superhero spirals.
You make me wanna
Batman
spiral.
spiraled because his
Hand me the
parents
wine.
died.
Let's do it up.
I got the wine. I wish I had more, but I truly drank it all. That's good old Lower East Side you're hearing right now.
And I was like, did you press a button without me?
No.
You ventriloquist.
They're like, hey, they're recording bonding again.
Wow, even that sounds cool.
I know it's a good thing we got going here.
I love
We're
this.
one man stew. Okay, so you got to write down the shout outs.
Yeah.
We're recording right now, so any of
Okay.
this is cold open. So
Okay.
don't feel pressured to be funny. I know you never have.
I never have. Yeah, no, I don't feel any pressure to be funny. I just want.
Don't you have them in a note app on your phone?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so just read them off that.
They're all over the place.
Okay, so we'll just do
Okay,
it that.
right
okay,
now I'm doing
yeah.
it okay.
Wait, let's do an intro. Then we'll do.
Okay.
We'll do. I got a structure. You got all your shout outs?
Yeah.
Don't. That one. Don't shout out.
Which one? Oh.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. You know what? It doesn't matter.
Okay. No. No. I have it.
No. You can if
Done.
you want to.
I'm done
It's
with-
your
that's
hand,
it.
your choice.
No, I didn't. Now we're good.
Well,
I'm good.
welcome
I'm
back to
happy. Okay.
bonding. It's been
We're
about
here.
a month.
A whole month.
I
Holy
think the
shit.
last time we put out an episode
I'm
was September
sorry.
14th.
I'm sorry.
It's just
to our listeners.
we're
I want to
learning how
apologize.
to tour
Sorry.
and pod, and now we've got it locked in.
We did pod on the road in Utah.
Yeah,
That was a
for
good
20
episode.
minutes.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go down the list. Where were we? We went to the last time. Since the last time we spoke to them, we've been to
Connecticut.
Bridgeport.
Connecticut.
Thank you to everyone from Connecticut
you.
that came out to those shows.
Yeah.
That was a cool one, just to see. Because I had a lot of people from high school come.
Yeah, you had a lot of.
And it
like,
was cool to see who got
friends.
fat.
I call them friends because they're friends and fans.
Yeah,
You had friends.
like a cronut.
Yeah, those were friends. Anyways, keep going. I think that's.
We have a
clever-
soundboard
I
on our
think
new
that's
thing.
a clever.
I'm gonna use that to
Where's our
torture
sign?
you.
Oh,
It's right behind you. Oh yeah, we got a new sign.
That's.
You
can
like
see
that?
it? Can
Yeah.
you see it?
We could dim it.
Oh.
We could dim it. You can see it. What?
Okay.
You can see it.
Okay.
I can make it less bright.
This is
Less bright.
So cool.
Well, I guess I can't. I could only make it more bright. But yeah, I got a new sign.
It looks great.
No light? Light? I don't know. I got another remote that I can lose.
This is a big table.
Yeah.
This is a big
I
table.
like it. I like having a table in my
I
house.
feel like we're on a talk show.
We are. This is a talk show.
Yeah, but doesn't it like feel like more like I don't
Yeah.
know, like we're gonna like
Don't you like this?
play the tapes, Jimmy?
We got him. It's called the soundboard, baby.
I'm blown away right now.
I am investing in not
gotten
any
here earlier, I'm
stocks, but
sorry.
myself.
I'm still processing
should
all
have.
this. I know. I was 5 minutes late. I
Yeah, I
was really
know.
Off brand
As if
for
your
me.
time is more valuable than mine.
That was rude.
Who do you think's helping you get to 10K? Person who made you
800
wait?
away.
No.
Whee!
You'd be 600 away by tomorrow.
Yeah, you gonna get 200 followers overnight?
If I tag you in a video. Maybe.
Instagram is a sad place right now.
Why? Because all the Israel stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's informative. I think it's good, but it's sad.
I might have fucked up.
With your Israel-Palestine bit?
It wasn't a bit about Israel-Palestine. I just had a joke that that was a crowd work bit I posted in like February, and I took a week off from posting because I got tired of looking at myself. Posting is a lot. I'm not complaining because I have the best job in the world, but if you hate yourself and you don't trust anyone else to edit, you have to edit all yourself. And I just needed a week of not looking at myself. And all that stuff was going on, and I wasn't I wanted to put something out there. My job is to just make people laugh, and that's all I was doing. I'm not taking any positions on any of that because that's not my fight. You know, I have opinions on it, and I have thoughts, but they don't all need to be shared publicly. It's like 2020 all over again with the BLM protests, you know? Thank you. I appreciate that, but it's very performative.
That's the part where and it's like I haven't shared anything because I don't want it to seem like I'm checking a box, but I do care.
No, and also we have a responsibility.
The world that we're in
where what?
Where if you don't post a certain thing, you're painted as a certain person. That's the energy I'm feeling on the internet. Like, whereas like a lot of the posts are like, if you don't think this is wrong, then you are the problem. It's like I think this is horribly wrong. I'm just not posting an Instagram story.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Do you know what I mean? Have you seen those posts?
I know. I've seen it.
It's spreading hate.
I've seen it for years.
Again, not to get into politics.
No. This is an important. I think this is an important thing to talk about.
I agree. I'm not usually this person.
Well, it's not like you're going and you're choosing sides. I think the sentiment of you posting it out of a sense of a big red S on your chest is disingenuous. And even Kendrick Lamar in his song, I think it's N95 in his last album, where he's like, take off the foo-foo, take out the fake mask, take out the fake deep, take out the fake woke. What have you got? You know, like there's a lot of fake woke out there because those same people, every white person I know has said the N-word. I haven't heard them all say it. Yeah, you have. You've listened. You said it once or twice in a Lil Wayne song. Everybody I've said it has.
What in a song?
I'm not saying that as an.
You got me right.
That's what they did to Martin Luther King. They said, "Hey, I shot him during a song. It's fine, Ossifer." But the problem is in it's like the Ukraine thing. So many people still have their icons or the Ukraine flag emoji next to their thing on Twitter because they can't take it off because they're gonna get eviscerated for it. Like Charlie D'Amelio on TikTok, that young girl had Black Lives Matter as her profile picture forever, and it was like almost a hostage because as soon as she changed it, they would have jumped down her throat. I don't know if she did change it or not. She was a underage girl, and I realized that, so I made sure nothing about her came on my algorithm again.
Right.
And then weirdly enough, a lot of To Catch a Predator videos did. I think it's important. I say I fucked up because I might have. I don't know if I did.
With your latest
with
post.
The Israel.
Did you keep it up?
Post? Yeah, I kept it up.
You're really good about leaving whatever you have, no matter what. I respect.
I'll always keep it up. I'll never turn comments off. They had to hear what I said. They got to hear. You know, I'm not gonna read what you said, but I'll let you say it. And I'm not saying out of cowardice. You just creatively, you can't read every comment. It's gonna fuck with you. I posted it because I feel my job as I get older is to be the clown. Mm-hmm. When Trump was president, I took everything he did very seriously. Like, this is an affront to this. This is an affront to that. Because, A, it was. Mm-hmm. And a demagogue like that should never, ever be president again. But I also have that bit where I say he should be the mascot for America because he represents America. But as I get older, I realize that none of it starts with him. I think even Dave Chappelle was like, am I surprised old white dude is racist? No! Oh!
Yeah, can I give you one other perspective, though?
Please.
You do have a platform, and a lot of people follow you, and they look to you for your perspective on things.
I hope not.
I am someone that I value your thoughts because you're very smart, you're very well-read, you know a lot of things, and I always value your take on things. I agree that you always go for the funny perspective and bringing light to things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as someone that looks up to you, I always think, oh, what is Troy's take on this? What is, like when I had questions about Robert F. Kennedy, I was like, oh, what is RFK Jr. But I was
And now you're voting for him.
Exactly. Now I was like, wow, you love him? I'll vote for him. No, but
Have you ever listened to that guy talk?
You just know a lot of things.
He just sounds like this all the time.
Your perspective. So yes, I agree that
I do feel that way.
You're the clown, yes,
yeah,
but you're smart and you have a platform.
It's easy to hide behind the clown thing too, as I get older and the platform grows. That's a great take, and I try. Don't. As I did, I'll give you a compliment every time. I said that's a great take, and you went.
As I did that, I was like, that was annoying. I literally I wish I could have intercepted it, but I did it. It was.
I did for you, and I saved the whole
sorry.
thing. That'll be a clip.
I'm
think
embarrassed.
It's very easy to hide behind the clown facade, but I was on the phone with my brother the other day, around 5:00 a.m. as I usually am. He's the only person I could talk to at 5 a.m. Logan. I sent him a clip of me in a Batman cowl because I'm working on this short film.
You put that on your Instagram, right?
You were excommunicated by a gang of psychopaths. 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 You were excommunicated. You were excommunicated by a gang of psychopaths. You were excommunicated by a gang of psychopaths. You were excommunicated by a gang of psychopaths. You were excommunicated by a gang of psychopaths.
Yeah. Yeah, you put on your story. You storied it. Yeah, you screenshotted your conversation with Logan and you put it on your Instagram.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
I'm giving you context. I'm like, oh yeah.
I know. I don't. I'm just trying to be the clown. You see, Dent, they all had plans. You were a schemer. You had plans, and I just texted my brother at 5 a.m. So anyway, I texted him some Batman shit, and then I forgot where I was going with that.
Perspective, insight, people looking up to you, points, your perspective, being the clown.
Yeah, we're just going backwards. Anyway, what other shows?
You were getting there.
I know, I was not. Every time you kept saying a new word, I thought it.
There we go.
There we go. I hate that you know how to use this. It's like us giving women the right to vote. We lost that one, fellas. We missed you guys over at Bonding.
We did, and I'm sorry. I feel bad that we made you wait so long.
I don't like the way you said that.
I'm a woman. I have to apologize.
I was raised Catholic. I have to be molested. See how dumb that sounds?
All right.
You
got me there.
What? You got spit in the face.
Yeah, some man.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
I read your blog post and it made me a little emotional.
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
Because I realized how much of a fighter you are.
That's so sweet.
And when I read it, I was like, that. I don't know too many people that could have came out of a situation like that feeling like they won or learned something. And
That's sweet.
and I also spent 4 days with you shortly after, and I saw you sort of deal with it and didn't want to bring it up or talk about it because I knew that you were working through truly a traumatic experience. I couldn't have put up with a spit in the face the way you did. I couldn't. I was biting. I was biting one of my fingernails earlier, and I bit it too much, and it almost bled, and I almost canceled today's podcast. That's how much of a pussy I am. And
You're strong.
I was listening back to some episodes we did a few months ago, talking about how I could never be a woman that lives in a city because I just would never feel safe. And then you went through it, and you, I think, showed a lot of people what it means to be a victor instead of a victim.
That's very sweet. I do think again, I don't want to be cheesy, but like any fail is a win.
Well, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm happy to.
We got month updates to give them.
Yeah.
We'll talk about shows after.
Yeah.
You got spit in the face.
Yeah, I was just walking
down
what
happened?
Broadway.
Walking down Broadway.
It was 7:30 at night. And I got a text from a friend that
it would have been
really
better
harsh.
if it was 6:30 at night, or just any time of the day. Not a good time to get spit in the face.
Only reason I know that so much is because it's been timestamped by a text. That's why I know exactly the time.
Right.
So yeah, I got to meet. I have a friend that's going through something, and I told her, hey, I'm busy right now, but I can be there in 3
Does your friend
hours.
listen to this podcast?
She says she does.
Fuck her. I hope she does, and I'll edit it out, or you could tell her that that all came from me, but fuck this friend, and I hope that her fiance leaves her standing at the altar.
Wow.
I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
You told me you got spit in the face while I was at a Stevie Nicks concert with my mom. Well, you told me right after, and I the day after, and I was like, what all men do, where they're like, I'm gonna find him, I'm gonna fucking kill him. But I didn't send you that. I was just trying to be supportive. But in my head, I was like, I have a Batman costume. I will go out there and find anyone.
Well, I know you're always in my corner.
I wasn't that night.
Well, you're always there emotionally. That's the big thing. That's the biggest thing.
No, the big thing is fuck your friend, and I hope she dies alone, surrounded by nothing but her cats, who will eventually eat her when they run out of food.
Thank you for being protective.
What are you looking
over
at
me.
this for?
I
It
know-
says fuck your friend. We got it in New Jersey. Shout out to Penguin
Okay,
Co. who
well,
gave us a bunch
I
of
don't think
edibles
she
out in
listens
Jersey.
to this.
Well, she doesn't, because she's a shitty friend. If she listened to you that night that you got assaulted, she would have been there. But instead, what happened?
So I got this text. It was just saying you made it clear you have your own life, and I thought that was a little harsh because I would have been there for in a few hours. But that was the decision.
She said, "Can you come over?" And you said, "I can in 2 hours."
Yeah.
And she said, "It's clear. I have my
Well,
own
she didn't
life."
respond.
Right.
So then I checked in, and then that's when I'm walking on Broadway. I check in. I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she goes, "You made it clear you have a life." And I was like, as I read, "You made it clear you have a life," I get spit directly into my eyes, and I'm in shock. Like the text threw me off, and B, I didn't even process for at least 10 seconds.
It's like what happens when you get shot. People
Yeah.
don't realize they got shot because
Yeah.
the adrenaline is so high, and then you look down, you're
I
like,
just-
"That's why my sleeve is so wet."
Yeah.
So that's
Or
what you
warm.
get spit.
Yeah, spit into my. It was like a cup worth of saliva into my eyes.
I don't even
It's
know.
wild. It was like
That's a lot.
No, it was an insane.
It wasn't like a
amount.
spritz.
No, it wasn't
It was
like
a bucket
cute
of
little poo.
water.
It was like I just remember wiping, and it just was
Do-
like endless. Like I was like wiping multiple times.
Do you think that he saw you down the block and went, "All right, let me save up"?
He must. I was really buried in my phone, so I think he saw me as an easy target, and it really felt like he was saving up for like blocks. Like he saw me, and he was like, "Let me, I don't even." It's like he thought about lemons for 4 blocks. And then just
Yeah.
salivated it up, and then just
Whoa.
I felt the presence, and then it just was like this pew, and I just kept I wiped and I kept walking. I was like, I can't deal with this right now. I gotta deal with this like text, and then I stopped and I go, wait a fucking
I just
minute,
got spit in the face.
and then I look back, and there's this guy just like power walking in like baggy clothes, and there's like 4 people just staring back at me like they just saw like a deer get hit by a car.
Mind you, they did nothing, right?
They just stared at me.
They stared at you
Yeah.
as you got spit in the face, which is okay in a
It was
in
2
a room
women
that you
and
paid
then
sex
a
for.
couple.
Well,
so.
yeah, you know. What I tell you about women always wanting to see other women get hurt.
No, you said that you don't think women actually like other women.
Yes, I did say that. I mean, that story backs it up.
Yeah, and they were actually. Well, I walked back over to them. I said, "Hey, did you guys see that?" And they go, "Yeah, are you okay?" And I was like,
Thanks, that helps.
I was like, I think so. I was like, can I just stand with you guys? Because I wasn't sure if he had something in his spit. Like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like start feeling like something burning. So I just stood with them. And then the women were like,
That's true, yeah. You
Yeah.
could have like eaten a bunch of red pepper
I was
flakes
like,
or something.
am I gonna be dizzy? And then
Gino send you a message. You keep out of a Two Brothers restaurant.
well, and then they.
And then what happened? You get spit. You're talking to these useless women.
Yeah. Well, they were like, we work at a hospital. This has been happening a lot. which
Okay, I'm
was
sorry. I
oddly-
take that back. I'm sorry. I said they
That's
were
okay.
useless women.
No, they were really sweet, and they were like like that.
That was my guilty conscience
That's
speaking.
okay. No, you're talking from a place of feelings and emotion, and
I
I feel
am.
that it's protective over me, and I
Like
it.
a woman.
Thank you. But yeah, they said this has been happening a lot, which is like it was oddly comforting, but very upsetting. I was like, well, Jesus. And then they said, go wash your eyes and your
Right?
and your
Isn't that
face.
weirdly like it's
Like, oh, it's not just me, but like also, what? This is a thing?
it's okay. I'll say this: I had an ex who I was like, you should walk around with mace.
Do you have mace?
No,
Okay, right. No mace in this state.
I had an ex who would be like, I don't want to walk around with mace because I don't want to feel like I live in a world where I have to walk around with mace. Okay, well, guess what? You do.
Right.
As a woman, you know how long it takes for somebody to put you in the trunk of a car and you will
Right.
never see anybody you ever know ever again? 5 seconds.
Yeah.
3 guys can pick you up and put you away and nobody will ever find you
Just
ever
quick
again.
little- what's
I'm
the
not
rag?
saying mace stops that,
What's
but
the
I'm
stuff they put on the rags and put it over your mouth?
chloroform.
Yeah. Quick
Any of that.
chloroform, and you're done.
As a woman, as a person, just in general. That's why I think fuck the presidential fitness test.
Oh, I used to do.
Fuck that.
jokes about
They
that.
need to bring in martial arts into
Sit and
every public
reach.
school system. Stop teaching kids how to play dodgeball and teach them how to defend themselves. I hated growing up in a karate school, but one thing I will say is a child soldier feels safe walking down any block. Every woman on the planet, especially if you live in a big city, should take some form
I
of
know,
a
I
self-defense
really want
class.
to.
Karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, aikido, savate, MMA, something, all right? It takes 30 pounds of pressure to break a man's eyeball. That means if you could break a condom filled with water, you can pop his eyeball out of his socket. 10 pounds. 10 pounds to break his eyeball. 30 pounds to break a kneecap. If you weigh more than 10 pounds or 30 pounds, you could break either of those. Don't kick him in the balls. That's a Wolverine. If you kick him in the nuts, he's going to take that personally. Especially if he's been drinking, he's not going to feel that.
Yeah.
Kick him in the kneecap. Guess what? He needs those to stand.
Yeah.
That's why they took down the AT-ATs in Empire Strikes Back with the toe cables, because they needed those bitches to walk. And as soon as they learn if we tie those up, they're going down and they're not going to blow up the base. The world is always going to be what it is.
Right.
And honestly, this is my opinion. We live in the safest times in history. Truly.
Yeah.
In human history, we do. But things like this happen, and it's like that one kid who ruins it for the rest of the class, right? And you should always, I don't know if it's a good mentality or a bad mentality, or if it's just me believing in magic, but I feel, and I'm going to get fucked up after I say this out loud, but I feel prepared if something goes wrong, because I was grown up and raised and taught that. I'm not saying you have to be Joe Jackson to that, but my parents taught me how to make sure you could take care of yourself. And it's got to be terrifying for you when something like that happens.
Yeah, and I also think that I was naive. The way I used to just bury my phone and my head in my phone or have my AirPods on, like I look around and I see women in these $500 headphones. It's like not only are you taking a sense away, but you're also
the Apple
putting
ones.
Yeah,
that's insane.
You're putting a marker on your head saying I have money. Also take these. Like this is horrible to say.
No, say it. It needs to be said.
Well, I saw a really overweight man wearing those, and I was like, I could just snipe those and run. Like,
Right?
And I'm a good person. Like, if I'm having like those like joke thought, I mean, they're not a real thought, but I literally looked at that guy and go, I could take those and take off, and like you.
But
can't
that's
get
how
me.
all men look at women.
Yeah.
All men are the 500-pound men. You are the headphone.
Yes.
And you have to be ready to claw him in the face, to puncture his throat, to gouge out his eyes, and to break his kneecaps. And if you think that's disgusting, imagine what he was planning on doing to you.
Well, and also just think about like there's probably kids running around the city that are hungry, and like they see those headphones, or like I could get a meal for my family, like that everyone's in survival mode, like.
Yeah.
I see that, and I just think they're easy targets. Again, I really want
Well, you
them,
had that
but
guy in the
I
city.
can't afford them, and I'm just saying maybe I'm demonizing them because I just want
No,
them.
Tori's been thinking about robbing people with those headphones for weeks. I've been on the road with her for a month, and this is like the 6th time she said that to me.
They're really nice.
I think she's going to hurt someone.
Have you ever tried them? They sound
Yes, I
great.
did with you at Best Buy.
Oh yeah, well I couldn't get the sound to work yesterday
Oh,
at Greenwich.
right.
I borrowed some
You
guys
tried 'em.
and I even hooked them up to the Wi-Fi at Greenwich just so that I could play a song and try them out, and they're really nice.
Okay, well, if anything, Tori's
But
motivating
I would
you to
never
steal and rob.
mark myself as a target.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas is around the corner. You got to be careful not to be walking up the stairs with a bunch of gifts.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you're a target right there. I mean, how many? What do they call them? Porch pirates?
yeah. Oh yeah.
But then
I get
porch
stuff stolen
pirates
all the time.
plus a pussy, that's a porch and pussy pirate.
Well, think about
They're
any
gonna
woman
rape
with
you,
an
and your
engagement ring.
nieces aren't gonna get their Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
That's
sad.
gonna ruin 2 Christmases.
Yeah. Anyways, this is all. I mean, we could go on.
Don't come down my
We could
chimney.
we could play tennis on this all day, like women in their engagement.
I think it's important to
rings.
talk about. Women don't feel safe.
I mean,
People
yeah.
don't feel safe. But also, like, I don't want you to think that this is like a big city thing, because there's way more crime that happens
Oh.
in your red governed states than happens out here. The only difference is here is we have a
Totally.
weird ass mayor who loves to jack himself off every time he gets in front of a camera. That man loves a camera more than I do, and he's bald. And also an Uncle Tom, and has an earring for some reason, and loves nightclubs. Like, he is one more bad policy away from being fucked up by Batman. Like, he's wrong. He makes me miss Giuliani. And he's doing nothing to keep the city safe. You know what he did? He installed a Roomba in Times Square. That's where your tax dollars went to. Went to a big-ass Big Hero 6 that does nothing to protect anybody because that's how people look at people who are in danger. We should have learned the lesson in the 60s. You know what they did in the 60s? They killed anybody that stood up for poor black people or minorities. Straight up in public. They killed JFK. They killed RFK. They killed Malcolm X. They killed Martin Luther King. Publicly. Imagine that shit happened now with TikTok. They couldn't. TikTokers, a 13-year-old would have found out who killed JFK in like 2 days. They can't do that now. Right. So what do? They make housing prices go way up to the point that the people that were born in those houses can't afford them. And then where do those people end up? On the streets, homeless for months. And then what happens? Your brain starts to lose it because you're not having your basic needs met. And then we're criminalizing mental illness. And then they're trying to make it look like it's them who's doing it. And you have to keep voting for us because we are fixing the problem, even though they're not. Right. We're taking callers. That was not the sound I thought that was going to play.
Are we actually going to do voicemails or what?
No, I just played the sound to get off that rant. Sorry, I got kind of hot there.
I want to put a bow on what you just said.
I got upset.
Again, I'll put a clown bow on.
I'm tired of them picking on New York because we are the safest goddamn city on the planet. I know I'm saying this right after you got spit in the face.
No, I mean, it could have been worse. He could have hit me. He could have punched me.
I mean, it always could have been worse. But truly, I feel safer living in New York than I ever did in Connecticut or anywhere else. Because one thing New Yorkers do is look out for each other. Yeah. Had that guy started... If he, God forbid, if he grabbed you, someone would have stepped in and helped you.
Yeah.
What? Not even knowing the situation.
Or a cop car.
When I was shooting in the Ninja Turtles commercial in Union Square, the day everything was orange, I was with the photographer, and it was like 9 a.m. Remember the day like the Canada wildfires came down? It was like 9 a.m. right, and he starts coughing, the photographer, and he was like, "Oh, it must be my asthma." Looking back now, it was the embers, but like nothing we could tell. He was losing it, like really coughing badly. And an MTA worker came out of the booth and gave him a bottle of water. And he was like, "You got to be a real piece of shit to piss off a New Yorker."
Wow.
Right? Like there's no, I mean, we've drawn through.
I didn't know MTA did anything.
And that's the first time the MTA's done anything. I mean, they're victims of a wicked system that controls them, to quote Nas. But like we've driven through Idaho where you see one house every 20 minutes. Yeah. You know, you're not going to get that sense of community like you will in New York, right?
I love the people here, the energy. I mean, for that one bad person, there were 4 people that stood there with me.
And they're always, I mean, yeah, it's hard to live in a big city. There's a lot of things you have to adjust to. But one thing I like about what you were talking about coming out of this experience is you realized that you have to be a little more, not have to be, but you decided to be a little more vigilant. Yeah. Right? Where you're like, careful walking around my headphones, careful doing this, careful doing that. Because you're what's known as a prime demographic, right? Like,
what was that?
A lighter. It's okay. No one's coming to spit.
Yeah.
Only if it's in your mouth and it's consensual.
Thank you.
What do you have a message? Is that you? Is someone calling you?
You?
It's me? No, it was you.
Me. Who is it?
I don't know. I don't know. That was a number I didn't know. If it was your mom, I was going to answer.
Aw.
301. I just called him back. Who was it?
Oh, 301? Laurel. It's just a, like a spam.
Oh, word. Let's call him. Let's see what happens. Unless you want to read out your text
Laurel,
one by
Maryland.
one.
It's probably someone selling Windows.
Let's see.
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System.
Sounds bad.
Sounds like my mom.
Phone, you may dial an extension at any time.
That's not funny at all. This is a comedy podcast. This is a talk show. Don't talk my ear off. What's your message to any woman out there to anyone out there? I mean, that's
my message.
You were assaulted.
My takeaway message from
What's
being
your
assaulted?
takeaway from any of that? Unless there's anything. I mean, did I cut you off at any point? Did I say anything you didn't want?
No. I mean, there's so many layers to this because I'm really hurt by my friend.
You're hurt by your friend. Why?
Yeah, just
because you told them you were spit in the face.
Yeah.
After you got spit in the face,
right.
And the reaction was
they didn't respond for a while, and then they just were like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then they said, "I'm glad that you're home because they have my location." So
and what did that do to you when you got that response from them? As someone who that you're
like
there
checking
for.
A box like, "Oh, I'm glad you're okay," but it was like, I don't know if you really are, but I mean, I'm sure she is, but then all the people that showed up for me after, like the DMs I got on Instagram were so thoughtful and sweet, and the people who called me to check in, my old roommate sent me cookies, like that was above and beyond. It just felt like I was really loved and cared for. So that was a silver lining to that. And then, I mean, just now in the streets, I just look around more. I was naive, I think, before, just to think that nothing could happen. I mean, I've lived here for 8 years. Like, that's also, like, I'm very fortunate that in my 8 years here, that's, the worst thing that's happened to me.
So far.
So far, knock on wood.
Worst thing to happen to you so far, Marge.
Yeah.
That's not real wood. That's from China. You just knocked on a wet market. Homie, I hate
my
when
message
you get
is there's more good in the world, but also be careful and keep your head up and know that, for every bad thing that's going to happen to you, there's also a lot of good things.
I think people generally are good. And we have like that guy, I don't know the full story and I'm probably missing some details, but there was this guy in Brooklyn a couple of weeks ago who was, his politics kind of aligned with mine, very aggressive leftist and bit of a it's hard to put into words because there's so many sides to this story, but basically he walked up to I think the person might have been homeless. They had something wrong with them and he was trying to help them. He had the white savior complex. I hate to even say that because he's passed, but truly my end point might justify what I just said. If not, I'm wrong, and I will never post the apology video. But he walked up to this person who was in distress and tried to help them, and the guy killed him. Like I don't know if he beat him to death or if he stabbed him or whatever. The thing that bothered me was the message that his friends all sent him, or what they were talking about in the obituary, where they were like, this is a white dude who lived in Brooklyn, who was murdered by a black dude who was homeless in Brooklyn. And they said they would, whatever the guy's name is, I'm so sorry to the family and friends for not remembering the name. I hope I'm not desecrating his memory. But what they said was he would want his murder to be remembered as something that we should be empathetic toward the system that creates people who are unhoused. When, dog, you are the reason he doesn't have a house. Yeah. You're a white guy that gentrified Brooklyn. Not him specifically, right, but is a piece in the puzzle. And I don't think that virtue signaling is going to necessarily change any of the problems that we have because many of them are rooted in human nature. But there's also a part that feels like we're talking about mental health right now in a way that
that's what
we're looking at it like our physical health. Right.
That's what it all comes down
and
to.
I don't know what that guy's story was that spit in your face, and I'm not justifying his means at all. In fact, I would like to shake his hand because he did what I've wanted to do for years. Would you, in your mouth. I wanted to spit in your mouth. We're not a couple, but I want to spit in your mouth, as I do with all my colleagues. I'll have Joey Rinaldi on next week, and I'll justify that. I've made out with him several times watching Justice League. That way I don't have to talk. I have this thing in my spit like Starfire. So, you know, Starfire is a superhero where she's an alien, and she makes out with you, and then she knows your language.
Really?
Yeah, I do that with Joey when I'm like, what the fuck you talk about? Come here. Oh, now I know what you mean. Okay,
is that
6
really
o'clock.
A thing she does?
Yeah. She makes out with. Her name is Starfire. She's one of the Teen Titans.
Okay.
I'll show you. That's why I got the iPad now.
Oh,
her name is.
You are our own Jamie.
I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on everything. I hope Pornhub doesn't open. Thank God it didn't. Okay, Starfire, Robin, makeout. That's what she does. She's an alien from someplace. Now, this looks like they're getting hot and heavy, but what she's really doing is she's picking up his spit.
Interesting.
And she's learning how to speak English.
Interesting.
I wish I could do that because I'm so tired of Duolingo. I can't learn another language.
I know.
Just gonna turn this off so we don't have to look at it. It's gonna just tempt us. I've learned my brain can make jokes. That's subjective, but it can't play a instrument or learn a language.
You've tried to learn.
I've tried both.
Instrument?
I tried learning guitars and I've smashed it like I was Jimi Hendrix playing the national anthem. I
frustrating.
cannot do it. Every time I play guitar, it's just. Oh wait, that's drums.
That's drums. Yeah, that's crickets.
That's me doing. Yeah, every time I play guitar.
I've tried it. The
it doesn't work.
Is hard.
I'm great at fingering, but just
the
women.
Guitar? Okay.
Not guitars. My guitar gently. Never mind. My guitar gently weeps, but none of my women do.
All right.
Any more shout outs you wanted to give out?
Yeah, we haven't done any yet.
Oh, good.
We shout
well, let's
out
press record.
the guy that spit in my mouth or face.
Okay.
My
Is
My
there anything else
eyes.
you want? That's a traumatic experience. Is there anything else you
you.
want to mention about that?
No, I think we covered it. I wrote a blog piece about it if you guys want to read the
Your blog
piece.
is toreycole.com.
Yep, and the title of that one
That
is...
name wasn't taken already?
No,
That's crazy.
I know. And the title of that blog post was Saliva Linings because I found all the silver linings in it.
We'll link it in the description of
Oh, that's
the
so
YouTube
sweet.
podcast.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It means a lot.
You'll get the invoice tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you okay?
I'm playing, what's that song? What's the song? Are you okay?
Smooth Criminal?
Yeah.
Tori, are you okay? Tori, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay, Tori? You
you.
been spit, you been spit, oh, homeless man.
I'm okay. I really am. Thank you for asking.
Pow!
I'm okay.
I don't know.
Again,
Got spit on.
I really
I don't know.
felt the love
I don't know, man.
from so many people that made up.
Got spit on.
I also
Got spit on,
I
Tori.
haven't been to the doctor,
Got
but
spit on, Tori.
as far as I
she
know,
spit on, Tori.
I don't have any diseases.
Oh,
That's all I care about.
Got spit on.
There's a few that I'm a little worried, but it is what it is.
Got spit on. Ow!
I should get my blood drawn, but whatever.
I'll draw it right now.
Yeah, draw
Yeah.
my blood.
Your blood looks like this. That's a drop of blood.
Should we show the people?
Yep. That's what blood looks
Troy
like.
drew my blood.
I went to the doctor to get blood work. You know what he said? Your blood works. Oh, wait.
That's funny.
That's the joke I told you the other day that you didn't get when I went to go get blood work. You were like, what did they say about your blood work? And I said,
They said it works.
they said it works.
then,
And you were like, what is happening? Granted, I was going to a
think I was
cancer
worried
screening. I
about
know.
you.
Yeah.
I don't hear jokes when I have
I know.
concerns.
I only hear jokes when it's
I
not
know.
appropriate. I'm sorry. Thank
okay.
you for checking on me.
Okay,
the
sweetie
Slurpee
shout.
of blood is still coming out of my asshole, and every time I get up, the toilet bowl is filled with placenta. I know how much you love to hear that. Shout outs
Okay, shout outs. Okay, thank you to everyone who came to the shows. We started
for
talking
the
about
shows.
Bridgeport.
Yes,
and then we
Bridgeport was the
stopped.
first one. Thank you to everyone that came to
Bridgeport,
Bridgeport.
and then
we went to New Brunswick after,
Yes,
which
New
was
Brunswick.
fantastic.
Loved New Brunswick.
I love New Jersey
I loved
crowds,
New
man.
Brunswick.
It's great because like half of them are racist and they know how to walk the line. And we had we did 5 shows in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
The last 2 shows we kicked out 2 people.
Yeah, you did.
I did because she said faggot.
Oh, really? I didn't hear it.
I know. They'll see it on Instagram and
Okay,
YouTube this
you're gonna
week.
have the sound for that.
I have the sound. It's
Okay,
just
good.
low.
Okay.
But I'm working on the audio and sound. I'm going to add in. gonna add that in.
Brilliant.
No, I never added it in. I just uploaded that like a 10-minute video from
I
the
saw
Funny Bone in Ohio.
from Liberty Township.
There was Liberty Township.
Did you watch Columbus?
No, why? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just was trying
Oh,
so
God.
hard to get you in frame. You're in there.
That video is gonna be so fucked up.
No, it's not. It's good. It's just not zoomed. Look, here's what happened. I tried to angle it
No.
down,
Yeah.
and you had the camera on and the crank thing. So as I cranked it, it only went like this instead of like this. So then I went to turn it, but then I didn't want to press any buttons. So then I left it, but then I had to like mess with it for like maybe 5 minutes. So there's
Great.
and then it was perfect, but it was just a little. It wasn't zoomed in fully, but it still looked good. It was all working. I was still proud of myself.
Well, this is Tori's last episode. Next week I'm gonna have on.
I made sure everything was working in the Liberty Township one,
Sorry,
and it
I'm
was.
just googling podcast co-host on Craigslist.
Whatever. It still looks good.
Yeah.
I just the crank thing was throwing me off.
Oh yeah. Poor workman blames his tools, Tom. What other shout outs? Thank you for that.
Governors.
Governors
Governors
was amazing.
It was really fun.
I had so much fun
I had a
at
lot of fun.
Governors.
yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna have fun at Governors.
Yeah. Well, you were dealing with your.
I was
concussion.
dealing with yes.
Oh, there it is.
No, that's a new one.
Oh, nice.
It's not as big.
You're on fire.
Well, my 75-inch TV fell down on my head because I couldn't find anything big enough to put like how TVs have little legs on them that for the stand TV, the stand. I couldn't find any appliance that was big enough. I'm not flexing. I just irresponsibly spend my money. I'm saying that for the
I
IRS.
should panda that.
To what? My Superman mannequin?
Yeah.
And it's on Secret Identity. They'll see it
Okay.
November 30th. I was grabbing socks out of my dresser for Long Island, and my 75-inch TV, which is on a dresser that it wasn't really suited for, I made one bad jerk, and it fell on my head and completely bruised like the right side of my head, and I went to Governor's completely concussed. I can't tell you a single thing we talked about in the car ride there or back. I remember parts of the green room,
Okay.
and I remember like 4 or 5 new bits I worked out on
Wow.
each show.
That's it?
I don't remember a single thing else. I remember us getting into a fight because you kept denying the Holocaust. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what
Let's
happened.
clarify.
She was pro-Holocaust. No,
I don't even
that's
know
not
what
what
the fight
happened
was
either.
about.
No, it was some woman from Long Island yelled at Torey, and she didn't have the thug in her to take it, so she walked away, and I had to stand there with all those
No, yeah.
goombas, the bada bings,
I
my
left
people.
I did leave you hanging, and I'm.
How
I came
could you
back,
just
though.
leave me hanging
back.
in Long Island,
I think I was gone for like 2
Torrico?
minutes. I just needed to breathe.
2 minutes is like 10,000 years in purgatory. That's where I
know.
was.
And we
But
got-
to your credit, you slammed on the brakes like you were my mother, and you were like, "We're not leaving until we talk about this." You didn't say that, but in my head, that's what the action said.
I remember doing that.
And I had the time of my life in Governors.
It was fun.
The time of my life. The show was so great. And you know what's cool? So many of those people came back to Broadway the week after.
Really? Oh yeah. Well, we got the shout
For our
out.
show. We got some more shout outs.
Louisa and Darla.
Oh, Louisa is the best. Louisa
Yeah.
has seen us like 7 times this year.
I love them. They're great.
She's so good to me. Louisa
so
and
sweet.
Darla, both of them.
Yeah, they're always together, right?
They're like Sully and Wazowski.
They sent me a lot of photos from the meet and greet that I took that I was doing selfies.
We have some good ones, yeah.
Yeah, and they got more at Broadway.
I want to shout out to Fuck Yo Gimmick, who was wearing a trucker hat.
Oh, at Governor's.
No, Stress, New Brunswick.
Oh yeah.
And he had that Friday night, and then he came back
Oh
the
really?
day after. You were with me. He came back the day after and brought me back some of his merch. I have one of his hats over there. Fuck, I wish I can get it, but my cum stained blanket is right on top of it. But he came back the next day and gave me socks and
The red?
Yeah.
Is that actually what that is?
Yes. When I come, it looks like Pangea. You know what that is?
Yeah, it's the Earth when it was all together.
It's when it's separated.
Oh, well, right before it was when it was different shapes.
Pangea is when it's
different,
separated.
There's different times of Pangea, though, right? There's just
yeah,
one time.
just like there's different eras of Madonna. You know, there's like a virgin, and
We
then
gotta
there's
do our
doing poppers
segment.
on
We have to
TikTok
do our
Live.
segment.
Which one? Let's do it right now.
well,
Segment music. Wait, what's this segment called?
we were.
What's it
saying
called?
Historical bits.
Historical Bits. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me set up. Now it's time for a segment we call Historical Bits with Torey Cole. All right.
I'm gonna give these people a stroke.
On this episode, on this segment of Historical Bits, we're talking about the women's rights movement. Is that correct?
No.
No.
Well, we were talking about the whole reason this got brought up. Well, we've been talking about
On
this for
Historical
months.
Bits.
Remember, I was talking about Lewis and Clark because we were in Ohio, and
Yes.
I was like, "Oh,
We didn't know anything about
we
Lewis
knew
and Clark.
nothing about Ohio."
Right.
We were looking up
Or
Ohio,
Ohio,
and then
yeah.
I was like, "Who found this state?" And then I started talking about Lewis and Clark. I don't know why. And then I was like, "Who was Sacagawea to them again?" And like I was like, "She led them." And then we were just kind of bouncing the ball back and forth on what the fuck all that was.
And you learned, what was it?
Well,
They after the
followed-
Louisiana Purchase,
yes,
they went over to the west side of the
It
country
was a whole
and
trail.
they did a trail
to the
mix.
west.
They had peanuts, M&Ms, and raisins.
Exactly.
And then Sacagawea
Led them.
showed them how to do it. This is the only time in history a woman knew how to drive, and they showed them how to
I think she was
boat
probably on it was by foot, wasn't it?
by
Horses?
foot.
I think that I don't think there were horses involved. Maybe
I feel
they
like it
were
was a
on.
boat.
Yeah, they took a boat across.
I guess
the
at some point
land.
they took a boat.
No, they were just walking.
No, they were
walked.
definitely on a boat at some point.
No, they were walking.
About to type in Lewis and Clark
Anyways,
on a
the
boat.
point of the segment is for us to
On what
use our
segment?
brains.
History and what was it?
History that it's just like.
Thank you.
Well, we all know drunk history. This is just dumb history where it's like we all have learned this at one point in our lives, but like as adults, you don't remember everything. And I just think we all know who Sacagawea is. We all know Lewis and Clark, but do we really know
Look at that.
the details?
That's their boat.
That's the point of the segment.
That was their boat.
What are the details?
Who doesn't have boat now? You don't have the details or know that what boat they were on. Look at that.
It's a remake.
No, it's not.
There were no photos back then.
Who really built a Lewis and Clark keel boat?
All right.
What do you mean there were no photos?
No
In the
one took a
1700s? That's when the
Show
iPhone
me
4
a
came
photo
out.
of Sacagawea and Lewis and Clark.
Show me a photo of Abe Lincoln freeing the slaves. He didn't. Got shot in the head. Show me a picture of that.
All right.
It's a remake of the
Hey,
boat.
comment if you like this, and we'll actually flesh it out about
If
that.
you like this segment called Dumb History.
Dumb history.
This episode of Bonding is
we're onto
sponsored
something.
by Blue Chew. Fellas, you ever pull your cock out and all you hear is... And then your lady's just looking at you like...
Is this you trying to get a Blue Chew sponsorship?
No, they've reached out to me and I said no.
Oh. Well, then why are you doing free press for them?
I'm making a joke.
All right, finish up then.
You're supposed to call...
That was the bit about like Blue Chew. You can wrap that into a sexual thing, like that's what we're gonna say, and then take the Blue Chew. I see you got your AirPod cases back.
I did.
Yeah, you were lost those. For
I
a
got
while.
2 sets of AirPods now, so I'm ready to lose one.
You bought those? Those are new.
No, I bought the
Yeah,
cases.
Where?
Yeah.
How do you just buy the case?
Google AirPod case. That one I haven't plugged in yet. That's for the road tomorrow because we're going to Denver.
Denver.
Then, bright light city, gonna set my soul. I'm gonna set my soul on fire. 'Cause viva Las Vegas.
Okay,
Troy Bond is in Vegas.
Ohio.
How I wish
didn't talk about
Priscilla was
Ohio.
not 14 because now I am a pedophile. We went to Ohio at Liberty Township, and then we went on over to Columbus.
Yeah, and Michaela. I want to give a shout out to Michaela. She
Michaela came to 2 shows in Ohio.
She came to Liberty Township and Columbus.
You can
and
write
then
that off on your taxes,
She
Michaela.
brought us bracelets. Thank you.
She did.
And happy birthday.
Mine are right there. She brought me one that says Batman, Star Wars, and Daddy.
Aw.
It's on my right wrist. So
That's
every
really
time
sweet.
I've masturbated since, I've looked at it and I've came twice as hard.
Tell her that.
It shot right through my toilet.
Oh my God. And then Sumaya was in Columbus, and she was so sweet. Thank you. for
Ohio
listening.
was beautiful.
I really, really appreciated you, Sumaya.
Thank you to everybody that comes out.
And I'm
to
sorry,
those
little
shows.
sister couldn't make it because she's under 16. But please tell her we love her if you're listening to this.
Please, I'm
Love-
sorry. But I'm also not going to go out of my way to make sure a 16-year-old gets into my club. There's a little guy out there named Chris D'Elia. I'll send you merch.
Yeah, what merch?
This is Torey's last episode, and she'll be muted for the remainder of it.
I just want.
I thought you were
want the merch.
colorblind
I
this
want
whole
the
time.
merch.
I want it too.
That's all I'm saying. I want it for you.
I'm working on it.
That's all.
If you want it done, you got to do it yourself. What else is going on?
Well, we're going to Denver tomorrow. I wanted to just wrap up.
I know,
on
but
the-
this will
on all
be
the-
out while we're in Denver. What else
really?
is
You're
going
gonna
on?
put that like tomorrow?
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah.
What's else going on? We're going to Vegas this weekend. I'm excited for Vegas. I
Yeah.
found my coffee shop already.
That's your little tradition. I don't know if we've ever talked about that.
I don't know if we
Every
have either.
time we go on the road, I'm much more ambitious the night before because we get off stage and I'm like, wake me up when you wake
Well,
up because I want to go to the coffee
you
shop
also
with you.
run 2 hours. Like you're doing
Yeah,
2 hours of
yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
You're doing
I
meet and
mean,
greets.
that's
Like
whatever.
I get up, I do my little song and dance for 15, 20 minutes,
And then I have to go clean it up.
Eat a Caesar salad
And
until I
then just
can't
go
breathe.
munch, 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 munch,
So,
munch, munch, munch.
yeah, you should give yourself some credit there.
Torey has something that I would love to document of just everywhere we go. And it started, I guess, in St. Petersburg, right? Where
Yeah.
she gets up before I do and goes out and finds a local coffee shop and just blows up the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Oppenheimer level shit's coming out of her asshole. It looks like someone is firing a red rocket out of your ass ring, if you know what I mean. But no, she goes to the coffee shop and she finds her solace in meditation, often brings me one back, and gets to see a little bit of the town we're in. And I think it's kind of cool. It's cool watching that tradition. It's like bird watching. I wouldn't do it because I get ass, but I'm glad you have something.
All I have. Coffee and a baked good is all I have in this life. And you. And our jokes. And the people that listen to this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.
They're going to hate this. What's this one do? Oh, you need that one.
Yeah,
okay,
I know. I
I'll
should
be ready.
bring that on stage with me.
Does that feel good?
Yeah, it does.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Is it a racial slur?
I've got to write some new jokes. I actually was watching. Oh, I have to show you when we're off air. But I was going through all my videos last night. It just was interesting to see the progression. So I was clearing out space because I have an SD card reader that goes directly.
Why are you laughing?
Because you look like you want to kill me.
I'm listening
You're
to you.
falling asleep as I speak.
People say that to me every time I'm intently listening,
like
and I feel like I look like Patrick Bateman. No, that's how I listen. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I have an SD card reader that goes into my phone.
Right.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
But I was going through all my old
Where'd
videos,
you get it?
and I was like, Jesus.
Where'd you get the SD card reader?
Amazon
that goes
for
in your phone?
$8.
Fantastic. That
It's
is
so
why
cool. And when you
malls are
plug it in,
crumbling.
another thing pops up on the bottom of my screen that I've never seen before. It's like a little import arrow.
Mm.
It's cool. I'll show you everything. It's awesome. But you can then edit on your phone. You got to clear up space a lot, but
I mean, yeah, because what? It's like a 6 gigabyte file, 10 gigabyte file they
big.
put on your phone. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
big. I know what that's all about. The content creation is so accessible for people nowadays because all of the companies that owned that thing used to only have to appeal to dudes that knew how to hack Minesweeper in a way that would show them Carmen Electra's tits. And now, 10 years later, everybody is tired of companies fucking them over and they're doing their own little side hustle. So content creation is made very accessible to people. I tell people all the time, the ones who come up to me and are like, I want to do stand-up. I'm like, here's what you do. You get a notebook. You write down every funny thought you think you have for 6 months. 6 months, you write.
before you get
Maybe
on stage?
simultaneously you can go on stage,
Okay.
but I say write it down for 6 months and then read it back, then go on stage. But also you can go on stage and as you're writing.
Yeah.
I went to maybe 3 or 4 open mics my entire career.
Really?
I really didn't go to that many.
Your whole career.
I watched a lot, but I
So you're
didn't.
a prodigy.
No, I just I learned what the business of it was, and I wanted to do that. But I also wanted to hold on to some artistic integrity. That's why I ride or die on the shit that I like superheroes or history or whatever. Whatever I got to do, I wanted to make sure I did it because I liked doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. 1,000%. I was just watching Arnold Schwarzenegger on a podcast, and it was all about.
Nice to meet you.
It was all about
That
how
was he was Mr. Freeze in Batman. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's over, Freeze. The game
Point
is
out,
on.
I was trying to connect
Sorry,
to
I
what
know,
you were
I'm
saying
just-
before I forget.
I know, I'm making it
It's
funny.
really hard. I'm like,
Some of these
what was
people
the
are-
thought? What was the thought?
Sorry, go ahead. Connect.
I gotta connect this dot. The guy was like, so everyone sees you as you're so disciplined. And he's like, no, I loved waking up and going to the gym. I enjoyed the process. I thoroughly he goes, you can go to the gym and see the person next to you that's clearly just getting the work done, and they're not gonna see the results as a person that eats, sleeps, breathes, and loves it. And it was a reminder of you gotta love what you're doing, and I think that's why we're successful. I mean, you're especially successful in all of this, but
For right now. I think about Arnold a lot, though.
I think we're having fun with it.
Well, I mean, have you read anything about Arnold where he's experiencing severe body dysmorphia right now?
Right now?
Yeah, in his
his old
older
age?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like,
oh,
I'm
oh,
not the
oh.
man I was. I look in the mirror. I go, look at those tits.
Yeah,
Because he spent his whole life being
right.
You think of bodybuilders, it is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
It's like that Eddie Murphy joke where he was like, Elvis was so good, man. They didn't even let him do any of his dialogue. He just sang. Elvis, we got to win this race. We're going to win this race. That was Arnold Schwarzenegger, but his body. He couldn't act, but he was fucking big, and he could play the Terminator. You know who was supposed to play the Terminator? O.J. Simpson.
Really?
And James Cameron didn't think he was convincing enough to be a murderous robot.
Well, he wasn't
so
an
they
actor.
casted. Yeah, he was. He was in Naked Gun.
Oh.
5 of them.
Shows
2.
that I
Actually,
know.
I think he was only in the first one. There's your little history lesson.
Thanks.
But Arnold's thing, like, I feel bad for him.
Did we ever address that we have a soundboard?
Yeah.
Okay, people
If
listening
not-
are gonna be like, "What the fuck are these sounds?"
This will be the cold open.
Okay.
We have a soundboard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Is it going to sound like that sometimes? Sometimes they'll sound like this. Sometimes they'll sound like this.
I hate it. I hate that. I don't like that at all. Get it out of here.
What's this one? Oh, I wish I discovered that 58 minutes
How
ago.
did we not discover that yet? I think it
That's
changed.
so good.
I
No,
think
it didn't.
changed.
Because this one's always been. And this one is.
You're right. What
Yeah.
the hell?
We just didn't. We got to play that at the end of every podcast. Okay, let's start the show. And now we pick up where we left
Got
off.
it. All right, cool. Is that gonna be? You're gonna cut that out of this part or no?
What?
Is it gonna be in this part too?
I know what I'm doing. Now that's the end of the cold open.
Oh man, you're good at editing. I wouldn't know where to begin on these files.
Yes, you could. This goes into your computer, and then the video one goes in there. I just have to make sure neither of us have a double chin. That's all. And then when we zoom into one panel, it'll go into the one, and then the other one, and the other one. I don't know. I feel like Robert De Niro when he does a press conference. You know, the man he's one of my favorite actors, if not the next to Christian Bale. I have a man crush on Christian Bale. I realize. I know I'm wearing an American Psycho shirt when I say that, but I have a man crush on that man. De Niro, I really do. What are you looking at my empty baggie for?
I don't know. There's a hole in it. I just wanted to touch it.
It's where the mic clips came from.
I like little baggies.
I bought 5 of them for us in the
I
room.
bought a bunch of vitamin baggies. I love them. I love little
Vitamin
baggies. Yeah.
You bought vitamin baggies?
I bought vitamin baggies.
Yeah. Did those little vitamin baggies come in powder?
No, they're 4 vitamins because I'm
got
not
text
kind of
that said,
a loser.
"Let's fuck."
From who?
My brother.
Well, leave a bed.
And
now.
a bunch of nudes. Whoa!
You can see. Oh wow!
Look at this. Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You get that on your Apple Watch?
Right? Now I'm saying you should get that. Look at that. Oh, it went away. Oh no, it's back. This is who I was on the date with. Then I was like, Torey, get me out.
Oh.
Wow. I hope that's not sexual harassment.
Oh man.
I didn't show you the nudes. I just showed you the text that said,
I've never
"Let's
sent
fuck."
a nude.
Never?
Never.
I wouldn't either if I were you. That was so fucking mean. I read a comment on one of the last podcasts that said, Troy's being so bitchy. And I was like, fuck you.
Was that from Maria?
You're right. Probably.
Shout out Maria. I love you.
I love
she listens
Maria.
to every single one of these, and
Maria
I
listens
think
to
you're
all
great.
of them. She gave me my Batman in the 50s
She knows me
comic,
better
and
than
I
I do.
hold it very dearly. I've read that
She's so thoughtful.
probably 6 times since she gave it to me at Laugh Boston.
Yeah, she gave me an orange Jeep model of a car. That was the nicest thing
That
anyone's
was
ever given me.
beautiful. I
got
do remember
choked up.
seeing that and going, yeah,
So
Torey
thoughtful.
owes me for life.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that. I wish I could be like, did this for me, now you owe me a favor.
I think it's a mutual relationship we have.
I know, I just wish I could be more toxic about it. You know,
No,
like,
like you want to be like hold.
I want to
things
laud
in.
it over you.
I mean, I'm already really sensitive, like over like everything. So I feel like it's not like I'm in here like.
I know, and that's what
This
should
is
make
my
it so easy to
podcast,
take it.
bitch.
I didn't say that.
Thanks for the soundboard, asshole. You know what I mean? Like I'm like always like, thank you so much. I love being a part of this. Okay, sorry. I took that a little too far, but you know I care and I'm grateful. That's not.
That's outside.
Yeah, someone's dragging a
Dead body.
a shopping cart behind the dead body.
All right.
Is that how many? Oh, it's been an hour. Holy shit. Cool.
It's probably been like realistically 15 minutes because we spent about 10 minutes fucking around.
I mean, this whole podcast was just.
Were there any points you wanted to hit?
I still think we hit a lot of good things. I liked what we talked about up top with everything going on in Israel. I think that was thoughtful. I like the points that we made. Honestly,
I don't know anything about. I mean, I know about what's going on.
Yeah,
I just
articles.
My heart breaks just seeing.
It's heartbreaking.
Seeing anything, no matter what marginalized group it is. I got a text from my management the other night that when I posted that thing that was like, I don't care whatever you are, you're welcome to my shows. And they were like, you get a lot of comments, and I was like, okay, cool, man. Like, I'm just saying this is to your point of people look to you for current events. I don't want to be looked to for current events. I can just tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
And I will fight till my dying breath for the marginalized and for people who are being wronged by a system that they have nothing to do with, because poor people are always on the receiving end of that. And I grew up poor, so I read that shit like Tupac does not represent the East Coast that he was born on. But I don't like to feel like people need to hear my voice because you develop a certain sense of self-importance, and I don't want that. I just want to be someone who, when people see my face or they see my icon, they can go, all right, let me laugh for 10 seconds. Or not. Hate me. Drives up the algorithm either way.
Yeah.
I just want to do this for the rest of my life, and when you tell me line crossed, I'm going to cross it like 3-4 more times just to be sure, and then always live by the rule, which I have since I started doing comedy, which was never make fun of anything anyone can't help.
Right. Which you've broken that a few times.
When?
Did you call someone fat once?
Yeah.
I guess
no, I called her
that.
Jabba the Hutt.
Oh.
Because she...
Could she fix it? I guess she could fix it. So.
Or
is that not... Did it break your rule?
No, it sounds like I fat shamed her, but really she shamed my comedy and then told me I was really bad at stand-up in a sold-out room. So I said, bring me Solo and the Wookiee. And then she walked out.
Got it.
And cried.
I
think about that almost every night.
Right, okay. And you feel bad.
I feel bad that I made fun of her weight, but I also think it was very funny. And that's probably something wrong with me.
Balance.
Maybe, but also just gives you a point to work on. Like, I live with imposter syndrome like some people live with multiple sclerosis. You know, like sclerosis? Sclerosis. Scoliosis. And I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of this is
no one knows
the start of a journey for me.
Life.
And
this is everyone's first time on the planet.
I just want to make sure that I have people around me who are letting me know when I'm being out of pocket. And fortunately enough, I do. And they will soon be fired. That being said, folks, that about brings us to our last episode of Bonding. Tune in next week where we find out if Torey Cole's 23andMe really does mean she can say it with a hard R. Coming up, our future guests, former White House director of bullshit and puss in the face Steve Bannon. Fuck you, Sebastian Gorka. You still follow me on Instagram. Torey would like to say a few things.
Comment the historical events you want us to do dumb history segments on.
That's the theme song for dumb history right there, and we're always going to have it for you right here. And if you didn't know how it started, this is how. And we'll have that for you every week. Till then, TroyBondLive.com for some tour dates.
Yes.
Wanted
to shout
if you're
out.
listening to this, please subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe.
Spotify,
like,
Apple,
comment, subscribe,
YouTube.
share on your socials.
Share on the socials. And you know what? There's some of you fucking incels out there that have been saying horrible things to Torey, and I want to thank a lot of you guys who have been coming to her defense, but you rat-lipped tail wagging fat pieces of shit that all you have to do with your time and your Metro PCF subscription is to make the most out of it by shaming a woman on the internet that is completely out of your league and wouldn't look at you if she were Stevie Wonder that got her vision back for 5 minutes. Fuck you. And if the best thing that you know how to do is be mean to the internet, I'm glad your mother never loved you, because that's where it's coming from. Is because you never got female companionship and you never got the love and appreciation from people, especially women, that you deserved. Because instead of getting in shape and being someone that a woman would want to fuck, you remained a hot Cheeto fingertip, chin beard wearing Redditor motherfucker. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I hope you die just like Torey's friend's fiance. Alone. And if I find out whoever spits in Torey's face, I have the money to go to jail. Because on this podcast, we respect women. And if you're going to disrespect my Robin, I'm going to break your arm in 2 different places. And the doc is going to tell you, hey, man, you should stop going to those places.